Hey everybody, welcome back to my Eurovision React Review channel. So I have just got home from work. I actually raced home from work like a saddo because I was like, we got our last song today. So this song was supposed to come out later, right? But they had to bring it forward because I believe the song got released officially in other countries, and as a result of that, it was out there. So nonetheless, before I listen to the final song of Eurovision 2023 to be released, I did just do a bit of Googling. So I just wanted to check the songwriters because I thought, yes, that I saw that this is the songwriters of, or the songwriting team behind a lot of the infamous junior Eurovision results for Georgia, which is in fact correct. So I'm glad I checked that out. So even if we take our minds back as recently as Mariam's I Believe, which a lot of people said that song in adult Eurovision would be competitive, it's the same team. I didn't realise that Iru, is that how you say it? So the artist for Georgia this year, she was part of that songwriting team. Wikipedia taught me that. Anyway, we have an artist. So she won the X Factor. Was that the song contest in Georgia? I think it was, right? Yeah, or The Voice. One of them. It's one of them, right? So she was, I didn't realise this because obviously Eurovision season has been super crazy and Georgia selected their artist weeks or months back. But nonetheless, it's one of the girls from... What was their name? Candy? Was their name Candy or was their song Candy? Shane, you thought you did... Oh. Candy. Girl group Candy. The sugar-loaded track, Candy Music. Candy Music. Yeah, Shane, you're 36. You can't be singing Candy Music. Anyway, I'm a bit delirious. So, I don't know really necessarily what I'm expecting. I'm assuming... based on the visuals, it's going to be within the same school of I Believe. And if it is, totally down with that. Anyway, let's just do this, right? But nonetheless, I know there's a lot of excitement about her. And we're just all wanting Georgia to send a good adult Eurovision song. And I know, obviously, the last few songs have been very niche. And as a result, it would have had its fans. But obviously... niche is the word. So let's do this. That was a full-on attack of the senses. 31 seconds of just like, boom. Yeah, obviously it's nothing in the same realm of I Believe, which I'm fine with. This is fabulous. There is a lot going on. What I will say, someone commented in my Armenia video being like, you know, if this was a sporting competition, you know, you would be disqualified in regards to entering a song after all the songs have been selected, sort of thing. And like, I don't know to what extent was Armenia's song a choice in regards to noticing all the other songs and thinking, right, let's send a ballad, because that's evidently what we desperately needed. Now, this, I think we could say this is alternative. It is playing around with so many different sounds. And as a result, I haven't been able to speak because, and I've also seen other people comment being like, Shane's fine, but he loves to speak during songs. Yeah, sorry. But I can't speak because I'm just trying to pick up on everything that's going on. The only thing I'll say is some people throw shade at Loreen by basically saying it's a basic pop song. And obviously after things like Statements, which was very experimental, and other sounds that she's done, and a lot of people have been basically slightly critical that Loreen has gone back to a more radio-friendly, safer song. This is alternative. This is very different, which I think some schools out there, supporters or not supporters of Loreen, assumed, thought or wanted she would bring. But this is just embracing difference. And there's definitely a need for that amongst the songs this year. Clever move. So what I mean by that is we've got a lot of commercial pop, not a lot of commercial pop, enough commercial pop. We've got enough bands. We've got some fairly decent slow to mid-tempo songs. And also what I'm quite liking is it's not losing its adult Eurovision absolutely off the walls, crazy. Like for the last couple of years, I'm like, okay, so what crazy song is Georgia gonna give us? Like, it's managed to combine a lot of things to give us something unique, which I think we've come to expect from Georgia at adult Eurovision, but I think accessible to more people. But yeah, it really is attack on the senses. And when I say the senses, the one sense, your ears. Senses, Shane. Mm-hmm. The other positive thing about sending us sort of, more experimental upbeat song is you can really play around with the staging to correspond with and correlate with the sounds and ideas that are happening in the music. And whereby, let's take, for example, Blanca from Poland. Like, to what extent is she going to give us a staging where we're going to be like, oh my gosh, we're not going to get that, right? But where with this, I can't wait to see what they do with the staging. So many different sounds. Okay, so what's the song called? Echo. Okay, so evidently the choice has been made to go for a more alternative experimental sound, which totally makes sense to me based on what we currently have on offer with the other 36 songs. The best thing I think, the best way that I can sum up my thoughts is, whilst I can't necessarily say right now that's rocking my boat, and as a result, I'm going to download it, and as a result, it's going to be in my top 10. I don't think we're there, but ultimately, there's two things that I can concretely say. Number one, I respect the song. I respect the sound. And number two, I do think that this choice of going with this sound was a wise move, and as a result, I believe, with what I can hear, that Georgia is probably a safe qualifier. And I'm going to give you two reasons why. 3 reasons why. There's no other sound like it. That's the first thing. The second thing is there's so much potential in regards to how this could be staged to complement the alternative experimental sound. And number 3, for me, the best part of that song is the climax. It's the last kind of where she's like, and then for me, because I'm not listening to her lyrics, I'm hearing the production in the background, and I'm totally getting it. I'm totally hearing those traditional elements out of it as well. So I think that is a fair assessment. 3 things. Number 1, I'm not sure if it's in my top 10, I'm going to be honest with you. But number 2, that doesn't mean I don't respect this sound. And number 3, it doesn't mean that I don't think that this will do well. I think Georgia is going to qualify, and I think Georgia will do well with this song, is what I have concluded. If I'm obviously going to talk about my personal preferences, strangely enough, I actually preferred Mariam's I Believe from Junior Eurovision, which had the same songwriting team. But I totally understand why they've gone for this. And that would be the last thing I say. Mariam's I Believe, if Iru sung that, I would have sat here being like, that's probably in my top 10. I think that's going to do well. And as a result, well done, Georgia. With this, I'm not very good at predicting these sound of songs because I need to go out and work out what's the feel of this song, because I don't know. Because it is edgy, it is alternative, it is different. And at Eurovision, that's not necessarily a bad thing. And ultimately, this is a songwriting team that has written countless songs at Junior Eurovision, everyone I've pretty much liked. But this is different than that. And as a result, I think they're taking a risk. I think this is a risk that Georgia is now taking, which probably isn't a stupid move. But with risks, we know what can happen with risk. It can go the other way. But we know that Iru can sing live. And actually that last bit where she just goes for it, that's going to be a moment. That's going to elevate the song. That's going to make it memorable. It's going to make it obviously stay in people's heads. But personal tastes, I don't think it's in my top 10. But I don't want to dampen the party by saying that. Because like I said, I respect the song and I think this is the best that Georgia has given us for a while. So, and I'm sure there's a lot of excitement for this song in Georgia and elsewhere. So those are my thoughts. If you are still here, please let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you are here and you haven't subscribed, I'm not sure if you would after this, but nonetheless, I would appreciate that. So any kind of support of my channel, would appreciate, like clicking the notification button. So yeah, I will leave it there. And so until next time, stay safe.